Alessa, hit us with hot topic number one.
So the first topic we're going to be discussing tonight is how do we decolonize tourism? And by that we want to go into how tourism impacts the Caribbean region, specifically, different islands since COVID, different things. We really want to keep it open and flowing and really get the ideas going as we discuss it, and even talk about how our culture is impacted and different things. We really want to take tourism to that different perspective. So
Alessa, you said, how do we decolonize tourism? Is it a matter of, because a lot of people may say that colonization is a strong word because we live in 2021 colonization really, but I think what Alessa is trying to get at is how do you think that there is a colonial trait or mindset that we have as it relates to, because we're so heavily dependent on tourism. There's a difference between service, customer service, and servitude.
So give us an example of the point you're trying to
make. From your Caribbean, they would have said there's a difference between service and servitude. There's good customer service, and there's changing your entire demeanor to accommodate this lighter complexion or these tourists that is coming into our country.
So basically, you think we accommodate who we are, our accents, our body language, etc.
change
based on the race we encounter.
And because we're so heavily dependent on these people, because for instance, you would have mentioned COVID. COVID shut down absolutely everything, our entire industry, and we had nothing at all to fall back on.
Correct.
Nothing at all. We had no influx of money. So do you think we are too dependent on tourism, especially the taxi men?
Is that a question or a statement? Because I think we all can agree, viewers, that yes, we are heavily dependent on tourism. I mean, especially here in St. Kitts, in some other Caribbean islands, they maybe have some other sort of revenue, but yes, in St. Kitts we are heavily dependent. But back to the topic of the whole decolonize tourism aspect.
I think
should we change? We are changing who we are too much as a people.
I think where Yana point is coming from is where we want to be as genuine as possible as we reach customers. Not because this person is from overseas, we could still extend the same courtesy of service to our customers. So for example, if all of us here were to leave this platform or this medium tonight and go to, let's say, over Park Hyatt, we should expect the same quality service from Park Hyatt to maybe at Neville's, maybe at, local places where we could actually push that kind of energy rather than having this false sense of
stigma.
Oh, it's because it's a tourist, I would treat them different, basing it on preconceived ideas, saying that they would basically be more inclined to have a tourist who would actually give a tip rather than we locals could support our own and give a tip for good service as well. So I think that's where Ayana was going with the comment in particular.
Sakian, I want Sakian to chime in here.
Well. Good night, viewers. Well, firstly, although we have to, speak in a way that the tourists can understand, because there's a difference in culture, and we don't really want to culture shock anyone when they come. So although you have to be in a way and understand, that they have to understand you, so they don't feel uncomfortable or anything like that. There is a line for everything. I mean, some people changing the self, you can't even recognize them after a while, like when they're conversing with these tourists. So I mean, it's just for us to find the perfect
balance.
I guess it's more of you can speak properly for them to understand, as opposed to trying to inherit their accent.
But on the flip side now, they hear because they want to understand and experience the culture. If you're gonna kill the culture, why come?
If we're gonna kill it, we have to offer.
Exactly, correct.
Yeah.
So it's like, still talk your patois. When they go to Jamaica, I bet you some money that they still get it.
100%. Yeah.
And it's so funny because it's like a lot of tourists come off the cruise ship, and even the taxi men, they may have to change up completely, or even if you are a waiter or someone who works over in the hotel, they have to change up completely, and it's always like, but why? And it's so funny because you could experience a change in customer service when they're dealing with the locals versus when you're dealing with
So
tourists.
that's where the problem is. I think
That's
we should
where the
just
problem
is.
normalize and just say, okay, no matter what we
Because guess what? It's not only the accent or the demeanor, but it's also the attitude. Because you find it's not only hi, how you doing with the accent, but it's you want your all yet? You don't let up your mind.
Yeah. So
We go like the eye. So I think we all can agree, and I'm sure the viewers can agree that we need the same behavior across the board from our customer representatives.
Exactly.
But on the flip side though, this is me putting myself in the the people them that providing this service.
Sure.
I mean, it's like I'll be more comfortable with you coming in my store. So I'll talk to you like, hey, where want Michelle?
Oh.
Versus somebody that I know for sure not a local and would take certain things differently. I would be a little more uncomfortable. You
Yeah, but guess
understand
what?
I mean?
Some it's not
I
what you
understand,
say.
I understand.
It's how you say
and how you
it.
make
And
the
a lot of
person
the
feel.
times the delivery is rude.
Correct.
And it's not professional.
So you think
So
that it needs
if
to...
I come into this store and you tell me, well, you said Yolanda, you're good where you want.
That should make you feel good.
I wouldn't take that anyway. But
That
if you
should
say,
make you feel
if you're on your phone, you ready yet? You done? No, that gonna piss me off. And you know, if somebody of the different ways come in,
It's going to be a completely
different
360.
appearance, unless they only can itching to say something.
Man, I
That's
never
how-
experience it. So I
Right.
can't.
I actually just came from Park Hyatt and I could use that as a perfect example about the
Big box.
tourism.
Big box. Hey, let me
I wouldn't
go.
even call it that.
Big box.
But so we went out for my aunt's birthday. We told her we had dinner and stuff like that. We just service again. And we're talking about the same thing. I mean, the young lady came and ordered certain things, and I actually gave her a $30 tip. I mean, it's not about.
Baller shop
But
call.
I gave her the tip on the basis.
Let's
that-
start. Hey, next week.
I gave her the tip on the basis that she, to me, went above and beyond to make me feel comfortable. So, for example, the food that my aunt ordered, she wasn't really happy with it. However, had ordered something simple as nachos, and basically, in order to compensate, she said, okay, I spoke to the chef and she brought over extra serving of nachos. I said that to say, it's not what, it's how, and how she made me feel. So it's like, I said to her, and even when I gave her the tip, I said, I was like, listen, don't worry about the change, because you took the time to try to meet me and try to accommodate me. It's not because I'm a local or I'm not a local. It's just that that just shows me the level of
ready to
integrity
go
that she has
above and
as a
beyond.
person.
It's a question.
That's
So
all.
I also did that
Just
to
normalizing
also
that. That's all we need to
normalize
do.
that behavior one, and also to encourage her and say, listen, don't have a stigma or preconceived idea that I come out and I can't afford to spend
Yeah.
$20.
So question, do you guys think it's more of them not feeling appreciated?
I
Where
think they
we-
have a lot of preconceived notions.
Because you
as
made
it
an important point. I tipped her basically to normalize this behavior, to encourage it for future. So it's like it's not only me one. And believe it or not, that tip would go a long way. I think in the American societies where you're more accustomed to being tipped, I mean, it's not.
2%, 3%,
Yeah,
4%.
it's more norm. It's more of a norm there. Some people here, yeah, we do tip, but it's not something that you find happening every day in every restaurant. Like, it's such of a norm for us. So I'm asking you, in the tourism industry, do you guys feel the need? Do you guys feel the need to be appreciated? Do you guys feel underappreciated?
I think, just going back to the same topic, is when it came to the service, it's not all about just coming and saying, hey, this is what it is or whatever. It's about coming and trying to accommodate the person's needs. And as simple as you take simple things like that, it actually plays such an important role, because like I said, she came, we were ordering, and they have this new barcode scan for the menu now.
Oh, yeah.
Same thing, similar to the KFC drive-thru.
Yeah, in Dubai have it. It's Dubai,
So
no, Buddha
when we were trying, it wasn't allowing me on my iPhone. My answer now, everybody was getting it, so she went and she brought the actual hard copy. That was one good thing she did. Secondly, she told us what the specials were. She went ahead and kind of made us feel comfortable. And then when she brought the food, she said, I brought out some, I'm gonna bring yours, but I brought it because it's gonna melt or whatever. And she went above and beyond in my
explain.
And what she did, which was key to me, was she came back and she said, how is everything going? Need anything? How is the food? Whatever. And that's what I could have expressed and said in that moment. The food wasn't as thing, but I would have liked some more chips. And she said, okay, let me go and speak to the chef, and she came back and she followed up. I mean, simple as that. That's what you're paying for.
But
If I'm gonna stay at home and serve myself, then you know what I mean. But I'm going out expecting that level of service. So
on a larger level, because I know we were speaking about hotel and taximen on a small level, but we also have a tourism industry where investors now come and invest into our industry as a part of building our tourism industry. Now, this might be a little bit touchy, but do you think that there is some sort of sellout, for lack of a better word, with the government as it relates to investors investing in our country as a part of developing our tourism?
Give us a little more depth.
Okay.
Give us a little. I feel easier. It's a little vague.
They want go to deep.
If you touch the oyster, you have to go into the cave.
You're saying the investors only investing in the things that benefit in the tourist?
No.
Why
Investors come, to basically prompt our tourism industry, for instance, to see how development that's happening over there, the whole marina thing. Do you think now that what part does the locals play into these tourism investments?
What play a very, very small part. I think personally the government, people always say, well, they're going to create jobs. But how much jobs are they going to create?
And what kind of jobs? What kind of jobs we get in?
Wash food come job.
No, not what I'm saying like that, but I mean like you put the lower end jobs like a waiter, a person to clean the bathroom, those kind of jobs, rather than really giving our locals a chance really tap into the managerial position.
I mean, I don't think I can agree with just how many jobs can they really create, because
that's
there will be a good amount of jobs that you'll be privy to. No, he's saying how many jobs can they really create? Say for instance, Park Hyatt, when they opened, it created endless job opportunities. If the question is, you're having a lower end position, maybe that's the question you're trying to raise in terms of them bringing in their foreign investors to actually manage. Is that the conversation? But all in all, jobs are created. So I don't think the conversation is jobs are created.
Okay, jobs are created, fine. But how many jobs, lower end versus the higher end jobs?
Especially when they have the situation of persons coming back from overseas with their degrees and their credentials and stuff like that. So I think that's where some of it kind of, and the other thing is, I don't know if you remember the Marriott model. What they do is they bring their own person, the skilled person, to basically come and start the business how they wanted to reach that international standard, and then they slowly allow the locals to take over. That's
but do you not think it's similar to if you have a family business and let's say you want to pass down the baton to your son? So instead of allowing, and you've been training your son from since age 3 come up, this is how the business is, the ropes or whatever. So you want somebody well versed to be in a position where as they can pass on your ideologies to the staff.
You see, that's one aspect. Like I said, that's fine. But if it's a matter of you are creating this investment or you are doing this investment for the creation of jobs for the locals, you have to kind of now ask yourself and say, what kind of jobs are you creating?
So I guess the conversation could really be,
are you creating jobs just for the lower end?
Lower end? So the conversation could be, I could understand them wanting their objectives reflected in management, but the alternate route, instead of bringing in the particular person, maybe have our local trained.
This is so very utopic. I mean, firstly, it's not for us. You always have to remember that somebody will do something with it benefiting them. We are secondary.
Exactly.
They're just going to always help the tourism industry.
But it's for somebody
just to put it on paper
to
and
make
just to
money.
Think about it. Really? Come on, I started the hotel for me to make money and with people. So when they started the hotel, they don't already have the management positions filled.
Exactly.
So I mean, so local is just to make up the slack.
So you think as a facade.
Basically.
And so it goes back to the whole decolonizing tourism.
So that's why
it goes back to the whole trait of we are going to be at the lower end of the baton, and other people is always going to be at the forefront.
I think we're being unfair to the tourism industry.
Okay.
Because I mean,
nobody
national banking will just hire somebody and put them to be a manager or supervisor.
And I think that your point
So just
kind of intertwines with what I was saying. That naturally, in a family business, you want to pass on somebody who you have trained come up. If the situation where we want our locals to have those management positions, maybe it's up to our government to implement some sort of policy that a percentage of our managerial staff will be locals, and because we understand that you want your ideologies and your...
But the job description, my God, management.
No, but wait. If they want the ideologies and the objectives reflected, then the situation, training has to be done. Even if you feel like the best training might be done in their host country, home country, maybe Jamaica, maybe Trinidad, America, then that's the solution.
I beg to differ though. I beg to differ on the basis that I think that the training still needs to be deeper on the basis that a lot of persons say, yes, we're ready, we're gonna put Ayana over to manage this. But when Ayana goes to that capacity, Ayana still does not perform to the level that she should. And that's not share to you.
We ever hear train up a child?
I'm just saying that to say this, like sometimes Ayana might have what we call a curry favor, where it's okay when Safian comes over, they should go above and beyond to make him comfortable, but to other persons, they basically get put about the shit here to stay. Like, I'm just saying that it should be consistent, and I think that's what the topic is actually focusing on, where we should be consistent all across the board. I mean, the same thing like tonight. I mean, I go to this restaurant and you're paying money.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
what's saying, right, is that may really understand you differ me, because it's not that I'm saying that it's different across the board. I'm saying that this is what the government should implement, so it happens across the board. And then I feel like what you differ with is by saying, oh, even though they might get the training, she still might not perform to the capacity of what the business want, but
No,
ever here train up a child. So you're like, so it's like if you go operate with that mindset that even if she receives training, she might not perform to the capacity, then we will never give them the opportunities. So we have to have the open mind of, listen here, this certain percentage we receive will be management of our local staff. We really want them to have a more superior role. This percentage will be management staff. Okay, so pass our cards, you kind of get back here. Bring it back to the engineer's card. We got distracted for a minute. Apologies. So yeah, we have to center on...
But what if you get that treatment there because what told you about? She ain't got nobody to do it too. So
but
she just
maybe remember there's a certain look to it. Remember there's a certain look.
You look like money. You look like money.
And let's look at you see?
You look like money.
Polo.
Ralph Lauren.
So it's a certain look to it. And like, I mean, let's be realistic, because if it is that I was really a waiter, you kind of have an idea on...
transgender, no? Waitress.
Hold on.
I thought you ready to switch one. I thought you want to believe me.
I am a waitress. You kind of have an ideology as who you kind of willing to
really give your best. You know,
to really go above and beyond.
If I see me,
but I know it should be like that. It should be like that.
Sometimes you could be looking at somebody and then you
can't help.
About it. Let's be realistic. If I'm working from 12 to 8 in the night and I will want to take buy them and they're coming in, of course I gonna be above and beyond because I want my little $50 tip.
You can't want to tip from every customer. You can't behave above and beyond.
But every customer can't afford to get a tip.
Every customer can tip.
Yeah, but if you understand it,
let's be realistic. How many of us on this panel?
I mean, look at reggae.
How many on this panel ever trip? You ever tip?
Yeah.
I mean, in St. Kitts local.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let me tell you.
I'll take it this one.
Yo. And Alesta, of course.
Alesta. Reggae Beach is one of my favorite.
I don't eat out here.
It's funny, you're touching on the
Reggae Beach is one of my favorite restaurants, right? And I don't know if y'all know a lady over there named Shirley.
I never really
Shirley was one of the best best staff over there. There's another lady named Leona, she passed away about 2 years ago. And because they had it down to a science, that they would naturally get a tip from every customer. And I think that the environment has to change where we go out and say, listen, if the four of us are working at Park Hyatt, we gotta say, listen, let's see what we can both.
And if the customer service good, you can bring
you give me that customer service, then you know people literally go to restaurants and ask for the same person. Like you go and say, but we are young because you all develop this kind of bond.
Connection.
But how about, as opposed to doing it for a tip, as I say, as opposed to giving my best foot forward for a tip, how about the fact that I applied to a job in the hospitality arena? And no, some people are actually passionate about this area. A lot. Some of them actually do the associate degree at CFBC.
Because they do it that way passionate.
A handful.
Think about it.
But point is,
hold on. Ease up. Let me call you up. Ease up. Watch it. Think about it for real. When we up there, I don't go up the college. So I could tell you, majority of the people up in ACS they do entrepreneurship.
Majority.
Why? You think are they passionate about entrepreneurship? No, they're just doing it because like me not fit no other show.
So
Entrepreneurship
how many of you feel are passionate about hospitality?
Not all. I could probably say that.
Okay,
not majority
but my point was really that if you don't think you can put your best foot forward in that arena, don't do it.
But then they want
just like any other job. Just like any other job. Okay, just say but let's say you work in National Bank, right? You're employed by National Bank. The first day, maybe not even the first day, the second month, the third month, the fourth month, you're not going down as a teller. Because immediately they know you'll be reported. You applied for the job knowing that you're gonna give good customer service because you know that's even if you're just motivated by money, you know that's the job you wanted. So if you know money alone can't motivate you in the hospitality arena, leave it alone. Correct. Because when you enter, but hospitality is all about customer service. It's like in the bank. When you enter into, if you want to become an accountant, being an accountant is all about money. If you know you can't count, leave it alone. Hospitality is all about customer service.
I understand, but people only going so hard as a teller because they're gonna get reported. But let me say, if they never used to get reported and
maybe
nothing
that's going to happen.
And nothing happen.
Government work.
They might not care.
Maybe that's what happened. So guys, maybe you guys need to report.
It's only because they get reported. If I never used to report nobody, if I never used to get reported, let me do what I want.
I don't think so. I feel like a lot of it is motivation by money as well.
But you tell them now,
most definitely.
I'm gonna agree with second on the basis that people need to find the right niche, and also
you can't say that because it's like
that don't go into a profession that you're not passionate about.
You can't
not
say
only
that.
passionate, not only passionate, not even because sometimes we might end up in a profession that is not really driven by passion but just opportunity. But if you know you're not willing to put your best foot forward, then don't do it. It's not only passion, but if you know you're gonna be there miserable, then why?
Jolanda don't say that because you could talk from a perspective.
You want to join a job that you're gonna be miserable?
You could talk from a perspective where you have a plethora of jobs to choose from. Jolanda, you have a plethora of
who has
a lot of lower income, lower end people don't have that option. They just have to take what they get.
So because you take what you get, you ain't gonna put your best foot forward.
I'm not saying that.
It goes back to that conversation.
I'm not saying that you don't put your best foot forward, but you don't tell them leave the work to go where.
No, man, telling them leave the work. You know, I tell them
got no degree.
No, tell them leave the work.
Don't take the work. If me ain't got no subjects, me ain't got no. If me ain't got no subjects, me ain't got no. The thing. You gotta take what you get, Jolanda.
So you take it.
And so I must not take the work to feed my 8 children them.
No.
Because men have
but I know. You take it. No, we're drifting from passion. The conversation is not about passion. The conversation is that you're getting paid to do a job. If you're not gonna do it, then don't take it.
Correct.
So it's not about so I know you're guess what?
If I gotta get it paycheck
guess what? You got 8 children to feed, right?
Men gotta do it perfectly. Men gotta do it perfectly. Want to do the work and then when you come in and I get paid and I got money.
But doing it probably is this
talking from a perspective of having a plethora of opportunities.
Yeah.
A lot of people do not have those
So
opportunities.
because you don't have a lot of
I
opportunities, you shouldn't put your foot best foot
to
forward.
I'm not
in that
saying
job.
that.
That's what you're
I'm
implying.
not saying that, but you
Is
have
that
to
not what
understand.
she's
You
implying?
just said they must pack up and leave.
No, I'm
you said they
saying.
must pack
And
up and
they
leave.
are comfortable,
I'm
because
saying,
when
take
the
a
kitty
job.
cats them going against one another.
She said,
Yeah,
she
I'm
ain't say pack up
saying.
and leave.
No.
She wasn't implying it.
No,
Take
but
a
no,
job.
what I'm implying
Don't
is that
take the job.
no, I
Saying
know.
that if you can't see yourself being fruitful in that environment, then you need to decide in that moment that it's not for you. Because guess what?
A lot of people know that the aim for them. You think they
They
the aim
know
for them?
what I'm
You think
saying.
they the aim for them? You think I want to go pack bag? You think I want to go pack bag?
I think he's falling on some deaf ears, man. He be listening.
But
No,
to
to be
our way,
honest.
and that's why we'll never come to an agreement. Because to our way,
Okay, let's move on.
That makes sense,
Now, we're good.
I'll also say this, right? People have to also realize that no matter what circumstances you're in, you have to make the best of it. If God give you limes, make some lemonade. So I said that to say this.
Yeah.
You don't know that by being the front concierge person at the Marriott, you don't know who you meet. There was a
Point.
go back to that same example. We spoke about it a few days ago. I said there was somebody who was working at concierge and just how they dealt with the person. The person was a millionaire.
I'm
they
not
left from
saying-
here. No, I'm just saying that they
okay,
would have
we
been
need to
8
look into the
children,
next topic.
but they left from here and they looked at
it's not because it's too wild.
I'm not
and
saying
they were
don't
to
put your best
change
foot
the-
forward. I'm
Yeah.
saying that you cannot tell somebody to pack up and leave because they are not happy
what-
because
No,
they do not
I
have
am
the
came
same
from the
opportunities.
perspective
Of you
Yeah.
enter into a job that you know you're not gonna be happy now. You're not gonna put your best foot forward. It's all about you put. If you know you can't perform the capacity that the job wants,
I think
then
that
why
is like
would you put yourself in a position to
Because
be? in
I am getting
Okay.
paid to feed my
I think
8
that's the
children.
microwave. I think that's the
Okay,
microwave.
so let me move on.
Let's move on. Let's
This
move on.
conversation
But that is
here.
why we're here.
Okay.
That is why we're here.
That is
Every
something
week,
that
hot
was-
topic,
Yeah, I think that it
hot
might be.
discussion, hot everything, hot everything.
Alexa brought in
That's what-
Reggae Beach is one of
Well,
his
let's move on, let's
favorite
move on.
restaurants, right? Question. I know when all the restaurants started opening up and what's not,
Oh, Lord.
Reggae Beach was not one of them that did that. So it actually brings us back to the whole conversation of decolonizing tourism, because it's like I think the state, it was more of the waiting on, I don't know if it's more tourists or cruise ship, I don't know, but it's based on the international and the excursionists. So my question is, it was just basically, it was like, that brings us back to, aren't our locals enough? Because I know we are over there like what, almost every Friday enjoying the buffet?
We're gonna move on.